a few minutes until we are ready. Don't talk to people you already know. That defeats the purpose. Talk. Introduce yourselves. 5 minutes.
I'm with the National Asian American Pacific American Women's Forum, the Arizona chapter, and what I would say is that overwhelmingly Asian American women do not support the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh, especially in
mic check.
Quiet 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 mic check.
Okay. For those of you who are going to be participating in today's civil disobedience, thank you.
Thank you.
For those of you who are not going to be putting your bodies on the line
Your body's on the line
for justice,
for justice.
we thank you
We thank you
for coming today.
for coming today.
We ask you
We ask you
to go up to the second
to go up to the second
and third floors,
and third floors
and fourth floors,
and fourth floors
and fifth floors.
and fifth floors.
Fill the hallways
Fill the hallways
with your bodies
with your bodies
and be in community
and be in community
with each other.
with each other.
For those of you
For those of you
who are participating
who are participating
in today's
in today's
civil disobedience,
civil disobedience,
we are
we are
about to get started.
about to get started.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want me to hold before give this to them?
Can I keep this?
The police will kick their ass.
Police will kick, like,
If you don't want to get arrested, they'll be like, do you want to get arrested?
How can I send you guys these photos? Do you guys have like an email?
Express at Women's March.
One second. I don't know where Amy is. She's here. Very, very close to here. Are you okay?
Grandkids and their grandkids. So please, vote no. Stop thinking about yourself. You're not going to be running again. Thank God. Because we would have voted you out anyways. You have no one to have to bow down and kiss anymore because you have to live up to what the lobbyist wants. Please, vote by how your conscience, vote the way your religion, you believe in God. Please vote for the way your constituents want you to vote. And vote no.
Okay, I'll just put it.
This is not what a democracy looks like. We're forcing a vote right now just for the simple purpose of taking another judge on the Supreme Court to lean the party right. This is not a democracy. The Republican Party knows that Jeff Kavanaugh is not the judge for them, but they're accepting him and his flaws simply because they feel that it helps their causes for overturning things like LGBT equality, Roe v. Wade. It is unthinkable that it's 2018 and we have to sit in your office and ask for you to say no for something so simple. You have daughters, Jeff Flake. I have a daughter. There's daughters that are watching this film. There are daughters who are depending on us. You need to say no. It's that easy. He's not the right judge. Be a voice for the people, not an arm for the Republican Party. For once in your life, put people ahead of party. It is that simple. You are elected to serve us, all of us. Democrats, independents, libertarians, Green Party, Republicans, all of us. So you need to listen to all of our concerns and the things that matter for all of our people.
Second point of presence.
Okay, so let's begin.
They're going to open them up like a parachute and stand around. It's going to be great.
This is not the way our forefathers envisioned our country to be. For once in your life, put country above party. It's that simple. For our daughters, for our future. This is a lifetime appointment. If you really care about this country, take your time and make sure that we have the right person for the job, that is fit for office, that didn't show a display of lack of qualifications at the confirmation hearing. How many times did he say he liked beer? When's the last time you seen a judge sit on behind in a committee hearing and sound like that? That is unacceptable. That is not professional. He came in there and basically fell head over heels for the Trump agenda. Not the people's agenda. You saw that. All of us saw that. All the people out front of your office saw that. So stop. Stop acting this way. And for once, put our country above party, because our future is at stake here.
We're good? Brad! Brad, can you hear us? Sorry, no, it's okay, it's okay. Thank you so much. Sorry, no, it's okay. I'm gonna get on.
Instead of participating in democracy, instead of our senator doing diligence to meet with us, sending a staffer, setting up a conference, what we're seeing is instead of them sending any communication out of the senator's office, they are sending police officers.
And I have a feeling they turned off the air conditioning because all of a sudden it's a lot hotter. They're trying to sweat us out.
So it sounds like the AC may be turned off now.
But we're natives. This is nothing.
We're gonna sit here all day, and we're not gonna leave, Jeff.
I think it's in our right for us to hold this space until we get a response. It's business hours.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the vote is expected to happen possibly tomorrow.
We made an appointment.
An appointment was requested, Senator, and we need to make sure that we're heard prior to your vote. That's the whole point of this. You're there.
We are here in the center of the Hart Senate office building, and hundreds of women are here sitting in with a banner that says, "We believe Dr. Christine Blasey Ford." The energy here is overwhelming. The Women's March and the Center for Popular Democracy were intrinsic to organizing the overwhelming energy you see before you. Tomorrow there is a rushed vote scheduled on the Senate floor, but women are here saying, hell no, we won't go. Whose courts? Our courts. We're behind me. Okay. All right. We're leaving. All right. The Women's March are ushering out press. Okay. As you can see, all these women are saying, believe women. Women's rights are civil rights. All right, go. Okay. We gotta go. The Women's March organizers are saying, get out of here. It's time to get arrested. Hi, good for you guys. Hey! Okay. So we're going to be going to the balcony. We're going to be going to the balcony. Among the women getting arrested, we have Amy Schumer. We have all the organizers from the Women's March, including the ones who confronted Jeff Flake in an elevator, asking him to stall, talking about their assault stories, saying, this is not a just hearing. This is not a democratic process. It is entirely inappropriate. And sure enough, he did pull the trigger and ask for an FBI investigation. Unfortunately, the process seems to have been clearly Potemkin. There is, in no way, shape, or form has this been a fair hearing.
Women survivors are sitting in demanding that Senator Flake commit to be a hero, to vote no on Kavanaugh, that he believes survivors, that he recognized that Judge Kavanaugh lied under oath, perjured himself multiple times. That's the standard that Jeff Flake himself set, that it would be disqualifying. And by that standard, Kavanaugh should be disqualified. It's time for him to be the leader that he says he wants to be, to put country before party, and to vote no on Kavanaugh. And these folks are not going to leave until he meets that demand or they're arrested.
Women have flooded the Hart Atrium, and they are not leaving. They are chanting. The police were prepared for this. As we walked in, there were an overwhelming number of officers in zip ties. They know the drill. And all these women, a lot of them are familiar faces, but a lot of them aren't. For a lot of women, this is their first arrest. They are saying a lifetime Supreme Court appointment is perhaps one of the most important political fights of our time, especially for a man who has now consistently perjured himself in front of the Senate, thrown an incredibly emotional fit when faced with very justified, credible accusations. And Republicans are determined to confirm him anyways. So that's why these women are here. You know, in my time as a political journalist, I have seen so many moving actions. But these past few weeks, women coming forward and saying, these are my assault stories, this is what happened to me. It has been overwhelmingly poignant and heartbreaking and difficult to watch, but in the best way possible. Women are out here sharing their personal stories because they're saying men or women who are capable of this kind of abuse should not be honored with a position as high as the Supreme Court. As the Women's March organizers have been saying this entire time, this was a fight that a lot of us were discouraged from. We were told to go home. He's a sure nominee. Move on. Worry about midterms. But that's not what these women did. The Women's March Center for Popular Democracy, they were overwhelming in their tenacity and their willingness to say, this is too important a fight for us not to go down trying. And that is what they have done. If Kavanaugh is confirmed, it will have been after a rigorous fight on the part of America's citizens and organizers. People who said, this man is corrupt. he has lied over and over and over again. Aside from his aggressive partisanship, this is a thoroughly unqualified man for the position he currently holds as a circuit court judge. Never mind the position as a Supreme Court judge, which aside from being the highest legal honor in America, is also a lifetime appointment. This is a man who got in front of the Senate and said, hey, I'm so aggressively partisan that I blame the Clintons for these credible sexual assault allegations. And the women sitting in the Hart Atrium right now are saying, we will not stand for this. As you can see, a lot of these women are not young. A lot of them are older. For a lot of them, this is nascent political activism. They've never done anything like this before, but they have watched a circus go down, and they are saying, this is not the world we will live in. This is not the world we will live in for each other. This is not the world we will live in for our daughters. And for the millions and millions and millions of sexual assault and rape survivors that live in this country, the idea of a rapist on the Supreme Court is not only abhorrent, it's a breach of legal and political integrity at every possible level, to an extent that goes so beyond partisanship, it's almost surreal.
Comes around. He is clearly partisan, and we cannot have someone in the highest court
A lifetime
sit there,
position.
a lifetime of position.
He's young.
And he's young. So that's what I'm saying. 20 to 30 years he'll be on that bench, knowing right now that he is partisan against the left, the horrible left.
The horrible left, the radical left.
The Clintons.
And we're the ones that we care about
People here-
about people's lives.
They just want to participate
So
in democracy.
please, I know you care
That's all
about
we
others. Please, it just takes a phone call. 202-224. You can find the last four digits on the Google search your senator. Call them up, please, please, please. Let your voice be heard. It takes 30 seconds to leave a voicemail, or 10 seconds to say, vote no.
Perhaps one of the most ambivalent Hamlet-like figures in this entire saga is Senator Jeff Flake, who has said repeatedly that he's incredibly uncomfortable not only with the Kavanaugh procedures and the incredibly reasonable suggestion of a more in-depth hearing of such a candidate who's been accused by sexual assault by multiple women and inappropriate, lascivious, drunken behavior by multiple friends. This is a senator who has, at multiple steps throughout the Trump regime, said, hey, maybe we shouldn't have an accused rapist in the highest political positions in this country. His face throughout the judiciary hearing was one of complete torment and uncertainty, and there is a reason that activists have quite strategically said, hey, you may be a Republican, you may not agree with anything we're saying, but this is not just a breach of our political beliefs, this is a breach of human decency in every possible sense of the word. There is no doubt that Senator Jeff Flake feels uncomfortable with the way this has gone. When he was given a chance to question Kavanaugh last Thursday, he was very, very quick to say, these allegations are credible. Dr. Blasey Ford held up under tremendous strain and pressure. There is no doubt that for women and men all over this country, watching her testimony was a difficult, moving experience. This is a woman who has no reason to lie. She has said over and over again that she would have preferred to have kept this private. She would have preferred to have gone on with her life and not been defined by a moment in her high school experience, which was emblematic of a trauma that she carried with her for the rest of her life. We have documented incidents of her speaking about this in professional capacities privately, way before Kavanaugh was ever nominated to be a Supreme Court judge. There is no political or financial incentive for her to come forward. She's coming forward right now because she felt she had to. Only to have the President of the United States turn around and mock her in front of a roaring crowd. This is not the political decency we know. This is beyond unacceptable, for the American public. This is beyond unacceptable for those governing our country. And there's a reason that Jeff Flake, though he may be a Republican, is a possible vote no. That said, as many commentators have said, it's very likely that Kavanaugh will make it. It's very likely that he will be confirmed despite all this, despite the circus of a hearing. And if that is the case, then the activists you're seeing before you, the women you're seeing before you, the American public who is simply outraged about all of this will have some very difficult decisions to make. What do we do now? Perhaps one of the many reasons that this has been such a powerful moment in the American cultural sphere and the American political sphere is that this is not just about one Supreme Court nominee. This is not just about one alleged sexual assault. This is about a systematic, psychological, structural way in which men have disempowered women for as long as this country has been here. This is the sexual assault in the vein that Kavanaugh is accused of is a bro-ish, fratty humiliation ritual. It's not about sex. It's not even about horniness. It's about people, men in power, who use humiliating and degrading women as a way to make themselves powerful. Multiple people have said this, but there is no doubt that one of the reasons a lot of the men in question have been so ambivalent about condemning Kavanaugh is there is no doubt that a lot of these senators, a lot of these judges, a lot of these men in highly privileged positions went to the same schools, engaged in the same frat boy behavior that Kavanaugh did. And to condemn what is clearly a morally incorrect way of behaving is to condemn.
Believes in women's rights. If you're a family member that wants to be protective of the children in your family, if you're a family member who cares about climate justice, because that's what we have to worry about right now, you need to call Senator Jeff Flake. Now, something we haven't done a good job about explaining here, you guys, is why we have targeted Senator Jeff Flake beyond the fact that we are Arizonans, we are constituents of the senator. But our senator in particular, he has this immense power right now. That's what it is. He has the power to represent his people and to vote no on this confirmation and everything it stands for. This is a test of morality. This vote is a true test of morality. And we are questioning our senator's ethics, his morality, if he sees the humanity in your average American, your blue-collar worker, females, immigrants that make this nation great. It's his vote. It's a key vote. So even if you don't live in Arizona, you can make a difference by calling too.
You can see it on the stream.
We need everybody calling Senator Jeff Flake, whether you live in Arizona or not.
We're in here.
Beyond that, I'm going to ask if you are not a registered voter in Arizona, but you live here, please make sure you're calling your representation. Even if you can't vote for this guy, if you live here right now, if you are a resident in Arizona, his choices impact you directly. If you're sitting at home and you're wondering if you're even registered to vote, we need you to register. We have a crucial election cycle this year. November's coming up.
Yes.
I think you have about 1 week left to register to vote. October 9th is the deadline for voter registration. Please reach out to your family members, to your friends, to your co-workers, anybody you know. This is okay to talk about. You can ask people, Nothing beyond politics. Are you registered to vote? Let me give you this website.
Maricopa.
azservice.com is a really good website. Go ahead, Brandon.
Maricopa.vote will take you right to the recorder's website. You can register on there, servicearizona.com. It takes less than 30 seconds to register to vote.
Request an early ballot.
Yeah, then, you know,
mail.
Republicans have saying, oh no, this isn't who we are. Well, an array of credible witnesses who've given legal testimony and given their story under polygraph say that this is who you are. And this is not who we are as a country, which is why come November, a lot of these people will be losing their seats. As women are getting arrested, you hear people cheering for them and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The energy here is overwhelming. As you can see, on every level, activists, citizens, men and women are saying thank you to the women who are risking arrest to say no to Kavanaugh. A lot of these people are also staffers, which is interesting. There's no doubt that any number of Senate offices are not comfortable with how this proceeding has gone. For those watching at home who want to get involved, please, by all means, call your senators. They're going to be voting on this very shortly, unfortunately. Call them, email them, tweet them, go to their Facebook page. They have a whole slew of staffers who are on staff simply to find out what it is you want, what you have to say. This is especially true if you are a constituent of Senator Flake, Senator Collins, Senator Manchin. Senator Heitkamp just bravely came out and said she would be a no after everything that's gone on, and that was another tentative vote.
Main office building closed.
Regardless of what happens with this
another woman who tried to bring.
That's the police, everyone.
Yep, and they currently have the main office building closed. I saw another woman who tried to bring letters, and the law enforcement told her no, that she could not come in to deliver letters. This is they are infringing on our democracy. She is a constituent of Senator Flake's, and they have told her no.
Somebody you work for, Jeff. That's how that,
Yep. Why are our voices not being heard?
That's your boss out there that you just said pound sand. You're not let in your office.
We demand that our voices be heard, and that is why we are here today.
There's also another way that you
thinks it is a sham for the wrong reasons. It looks like I'm being dismissed from the part where we've been reporting. The Capitol Police are eager to make some arrests today, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, I was trying to leave. Women continue to be arrested. Women continue to be arrested. I can see Bob Bland from the women's... Wow. The Capitol Police are not happy to see me. What did I do? So we're being escorted off the second floor of the Senate Hart office building. It's unclear why we're not allowed to watch this happen, but I think you and I both know why. The overwhelming organization, civil disobedience that the Women's March and Center for Popular Democracy has organized. I'm just trying to leave. It really is just something incredible to behold, and I really hope, whether you're here with us in body or in spirit, that this gives you some incredible hope for what we as American citizens can do when we organize. We may not have stopped the vote. It's
addition to that, once you're taken back, there is an actual access code that needs to be known, locks the store, and what we are seeking is simply to have conference with a staffer and make sure that our voices are heard with our senator. We are being prohibited from that. The AC has definitely been turned off. So this is how constituents are treated in Senator Flake's office today. We have been locked out. We've been walked away from by a staff member. We've been given no attention. The opposite has occurred. We are trying to be pushed away. The AC is off. I want to remind anybody watching, we are in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, where you can imagine the weather is hot.
It's hot in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The exterior doors to the building have, in fact, been locked.
I passed Senator Merkley on my way down, standing with survivors, and that is the beautiful thing here. Senator Gillibrand, Senator Kamala Harris, Senator Blumenthal, Senator Warren, any number of senators have said this is not who we are as a country and have come out flamingly in support of not just Dr. Blasey Ford, but all women who deal with this abuse and unfair shaming when they are brave enough to come forward. The police lines are kind of out of control here. I lost my cameraman. I miss you, Phil. And they are being incredibly aggressive, even more so than usual. It doesn't matter if you're press. It doesn't matter if you're just trying to get through. The arrests in the center of Hart have shut down everything, which, by the way, I personally am a fan of, but they could be a little bit nicer about it, totally honest. So I'm here with an organizer. Do you want to tell me what you think about this and introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Ronaldini Chakraborty, one of the national organizers of the Women's March. Yeah, and we've been here many times before. We have done this, these sorts of civil disobedience actions in the Hart building. Never before have I seen a situation where the police are literally trapping us in different parts of the hallways. And I mean, essentially, we can't go anywhere. wherever we're turning, they're like, you can't go here. It's unacceptable.
It's absolutely unacceptable, especially because all of you, thank you for your great work, by the way, have been nonviolent. You've not done anything illegal.
Not our first rodeo.
I'm a fan of these rodeos.
I mean, I am too. I mean, and we will keep showing up, but it's very clear that, you know, there is a concerted effort to try to sort of like make our jobs as hard as possible.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And you guys have really undoubt yourself with this Kavanaugh. It's just amazing. It's amazing. This has gone from a sure win to, if they win now, it will be by the skin of their teeth. So do you have anything for people watching at home? Any advice, hope? What should they do to get plugged in?
They should be calling their senators. I mean, that is probably the most important thing that they could be doing right now, especially if you live in Arizona, Maine, or Alaska. Please call your senators right now. We can win this. We are here at a moment where we can really win this.
Thank you so much for all your work. So the police have continued to keep us cordoned off in different hallways. There's no doubt that the amount of action around this has really reoriented things on Capitol Hill. This entire past few weeks, we've had an overwhelming amount of support from senators who see the sham for what it is. And, you know, aside from the political aspect of this, I know all of us with social media accounts are incredibly aware of the poignant chord this is striking for women everywhere. Saying we're not victims, we're survivors. We're people who know the price of humiliating patriarchy. We are people who know the price of rape, sexual assault, and everything it stands for. A boys' club which values male lives over female lives. A boys' club which says if you are white, male, and rich, you are entitled to a certain position in society. And all these women are saying, no, that is not the case. We are the women of America. We are not only capable of occupying these leadership positions, but we are better qualified to do so, especially when the best that you have to offer is a rapist, a perjurer,